It's Monday. You know what that means? We're back here for another edition of Off the Top.
The long shots.
Whatever you want to call us. We don't really have a name that we've stuck with yet. We're just new, fresh, sports takes, things you want to hear. Michael, what happened tonight at Monday Night Football?
Eagles, New Orleans. Who'd you have coming into it?
I took New Orleans.
Had to take New Orleans.
I thought it'd be a high-scoring affair because their defense sucks.
New Orleans defense is terrible, but what did we see from Philadelphia again?
Michael Vick getting just gang banged. I mean, he's getting
taking
murdered.
a pounding.
I feel bad for the guy.
Too.
I mean, as hard as that is to say,
He gets
after all
up
the stuff he's
after
been
every
through.
single one. He does. He's not complaining. That offensive line looked terrible. Gruden was on their ass the whole game.
If anyone wanted to pull a Jay Cutler right there and scream at their offensive line, he's got the.
He never does. He never complains.
Yeah,
I think he's the only bright spot on that team, even though he turns the ball over at the red zone every single time. He's their only chance.
LaShawn McCoy is a baller. I mean, you got to get the ball to that guy more. But their receivers, Macklin and Deshaun, yeah, granted they're fast and they can get open, but they don't. And
no,
I don't know if it's Vic's fault because he's just not accurate enough and getting on the ball where they need to be getting the ball to. But they're looking horrible. Andy Reid, it was great knowing you. You've been a real good coach for a long time, but you're gone. If you make it
who can they get? Who would you get?
They need fresh blood. They need a new voice. They need a new voice.
An established name or a newcomer?
Hey, I mean, you know who everyone wants right now?
Who?
Peyton. Sean Payton.
He's going back to New Orleans.
Cowboys want him bad from what I hear.
Cowboys need him.
The Eagles.
Garrett's not getting it done.
Yeah. He's not looking too good. Cowboys are running on fumes. The Eagles are running on
fumes.
Jerry
Jones is sick of it, too. He said time is running out. And that means Romo. That means Garrett. That means Dez Bryant. Overhaul the whole program.
They have one consistent player on offense.
Witten.
That's it.
Guy's a beast.
One consistent player. That's it. It's pretty bad. You need more than that on the offense if you're going to be good in this league.
The thing I don't understand about Reid is if you watch that game in the first quarter, it was 14-3 New Orleans. And if you watch it without knowing the score, you would have thought the Eagles were up 21-0. They were running the ball. If they can keep a ground attack going, Reid will never stick with the ground attack. You got to keep the defense off balance.
He's a quick pass guy. Usually that's what he's always been. West Coast.
Yeah, get the ball to McCoy on screens.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, their offensive line is not getting the job done. If you don't have an O line who can protect, get you some positive yards on runs consistently, you're gonna struggle in this. You're gonna struggle in this league. Mike Vick is an unbelievable athlete, but.
Electric player.
Something's not going right over there. He's regressing. He's not getting any better this year.
Any better. And it all starts with the offensive line. It all starts in the trenches. Defensive, offensive line. That's where you build a Super Bowl team.
I mean, they have soft receivers. Let's just put it out there. The receivers they're Charmin. You know what I'm saying?
Deshaun Jackson's a deep threat. You can maybe connect with him once or twice a game.
Jam him off the line.
Yeah.
You won't hear from him.
He's not tough.
I don't know. They don't have anybody. Their tight end. I mean, I had him in fantasy. He's horrible. He's not very good. He doesn't break away from any linebackers.
So the Eagles are 3-5. Is that right? And New Orleans 3-5. Either one of them make the playoffs this year.
I can see the Saints roaring back now that their defense starts showing up a little bit and then it's outscoring people. But I would say that neither one of them are going to make the playoffs.
I agree with you. Did you catch the New York Giants Pittsburgh game? Battle of two Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Speaking
of New York, first of all, we got to give a shout out to Hurricane Sandy, all the victims, all the people that have been without power, displaced, let alone the people that lost their lives in the horrible disaster and hurricane,
I agree. Definitely a big shout out to New York. It looked like people came together. They're ready to rebuild. It's unfortunate, but, it's life.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, disaster happens every once in a while. Natural disaster. Nobody's fault, It
was good to see the people get out for that game. I mean, half, more than half of those people did not have any power.
Yes.
Had to fight and wait in line for how long for gas just to get enough to go to that game. Probably, I can't imagine what it must be like. But I mean, football is one of the things when after disaster that we look for to keep normalcy going, right?
It does.
Makes
Distraction.
no matter how
3
bad,
hours
no
of
matter how bad
distraction.
everything is, as long as you can go watch your team and root for them, you'll be happy for a
You
couple.
got
Oh,
3 hours,
happy if you win, but
3 hours, 4 hours, at least of not thinking about it.
yeah, I mean,
Yelling at Coughlin or Eli or anybody, or cheering for your team if they're doing well. So I hope New York can bounce back. I know they will. And
now to the game, actually.
let's do that. Two Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
Yes.
If you could pick one, who would you pick right now? Eli Manning, Roethlisberger. To build your team around.
I mean, I'll go with Eli still right now. Ben always worries me. Although he's a baller and a gamer, you can't knock the guy.
I don't think there's a wrong answer.
Other
in
than
that.
his off the field stuff, on the field, the guy's just an animal.
He
He's a
cleaned
beast.
up off the field. After the second,
He hasn't got
strike,
caught
he
lately.
got married.
He hasn't got caught lately.
Yeah,
He's got a
so we'll
wife.
see.
Maybe she made an honest man out of him. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
I'm sure TMZ will have some stuff on him soon. But let's go with a Pittsburgh offensive sighting now. The run game's back.
Isaac Redman, 147 yards, career high, touchdown, game winner. You knew it was going to be a tight game. 23-20.
I saw the spread.
Typical Pittsburgh win. Grind it out, low scoring, run the ball, get the W. Tomlin's a good coach. I'm sure Coughlin was pissed. That guy gets pissed.
Well, after the 49,
Is he the most pissed coach in the league?
yeah, he's an angry man.
He is so angry.
He rides his players. He's never satisfied. He's one of those guys who's never satisfied.
Hey, 2 Super Bowl rings. It works.
It does. Football's an emotional sport. He wants you
It
to be
is.
pissed off and an angry player all the time.
He gets the most out of him now. But
Yeah.
it's always, like you said, mutiny.
There's
There's going to be a revolutionary war in there, dude.
He rides that thin line very well.
But Eli, with that steady hand's the perfect quarterback for him. New York Giants will be back. They'll be in the playoffs making noise. There's no doubt about that. Good matchup.
They're the
Pittsburgh, New
opposite.
York.
They're the opposite of the new the Philadelphia Eagles receivers.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Cruz, Nix, and those guys.
Consistent, bringing it every single game. Not here, not there. Every single game they're doing work. So we definitely expect to see the New York Giants making noise in the playoffs.
I mean, I know it's only one game right there, but that one game is the game I've been waiting to see out of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, they're coming back. Watch out. You don't want to play this team in the second half of the season, especially once Troy Polamalu ever gets back.
He'll be back. He's
all
not
of a
going to
sudden-
play the first half of the year. He's going to be healthy for the playoffs. That's what they want him for.
All of a sudden, their defense seems like they've got 12 guys out there all the time.
Starting to come together for him.
The other linebackers getting healthy. Falcons.
Atlanta, Dirty Birds.
Once again, I mean, they got the victory. They played the Dallas Cowboys.
Not saying much.
yeah.
I'm not impressed.
I thought it might be a game that would slip them up. I mean, then again,
Could have been a trap game.
right?
Because nobody expects much from the boys, and when you least expect it from them, they come to play.
Yeah. Falcons are looking good. That new offense, that running gun, and what is it called? Fast-paced offense is looking good.
They got weapons.
They
got
do.
weapons. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they can keep the undefeated streak alive, and if they're even going to go for it. They're gonna probably rest Tony late. They already got the division wrapped up pretty much. So they got
just past the 8th game of the season. That's not bad.
They got young horses. So, I mean, they'll probably rest them. Let's see if they go for the undefeated, though.
I don't like their running game. I'll be honest.
Michael Turner?
I think
he's a bruiser, but I think he's lost a step.
He's lost a step. I like Jacquizz Rodgers, but
That's a good one, too. Could be good. It could be good.
I almost say that Michael Turner can't.
Turner?
He's not going to get you a 5-yard carry very often these days.
No,
it's
not.
like he's
but
getting
it's
you
gonna
2
be a
and
lot
3.
easier when you got Roddy White and Julio on the outside.
Well, you can't-
and Tony in the middle.
You
so.
can't commit too many to the box with those receiving core. With that
Exactly.
receiving
He
core.
should be able to get 3 to 4 a carry.
But he's just, I don't know.
What about the boy Andrew Luck?
Andrew Luck.
Is he an MVP candidate?
I mean,
Is he in the hat?
he's 5-3, the same as Peyton Manning right now.
What rebuilding year for the Colts?
I don't know if I'm 100% right on this right now, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't lost a home yet.
No, you're right.
Right?
You are right.
Take the kid at home and bet on him. He's playing like lights out at home.
Safe to say you'd take Andrew Luck over RG3?
No, I mean, yeah,
No?
it's not safe to say, but yeah, I wouldn't mind having either one of them. You know, Andrew Luck is just, he's too smart, he's too good, and then RG3 is just too good of an athlete.
He's electrifying. But Andrew Luck, that guy, he's got it all.
Was there any
He's
doubt?
not quite as electrifying, but he's consistent. He's solid under the center.
Was there any doubt this year in your mind that he was going to come out and break the rookie throwing
No,
record?
there
You know,
wasn't.
for yards in a game. He's solid. I mean,
He's gonna be a Pro Bowler for the next 12 years.
They lost guys. You know, Reggie Wayne coming into the game was the leading receiver in the NFL. Okay, I mean, who's their running back? Exactly. No, you know, it's like week to week. We got Donald Brown. We got whoever else they got
Yeah.
back there.
Long ways from Edgerrin James. Okay, and who was the other one? Joseph Adai. Not
Yeah.
carrying the rock over there anymore.
Luck's just doing it by himself, man.
Dude, he's a gangster, dude.
Their defense.
It's
I don't know if they're
whatever.
gonna be able to keep him.
They're in good hands. Talk about going from Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck. What rebuilding?
Yeah,
year.
that's a blessed
It
franchise
is a
right there.
blessed franchise. That's like San Antonio getting Tim Duncan
With
with
David
David
Robinson,
Robinson. That's exactly how that is. And then you see the Cleveland Browns and just cursed franchises, just not getting the picks. They don't make the right picks. You know, year after year, never rebuilding. No promise for the future.
I mean, they're both 5-3 right now, but I'd say Peyton Manning and Denver Broncos are looking like the contender out of the two.
Peyton Manning's so smart. Andrew Luck is a young Peyton Manning.
How do you think the receiving core over there in Denver is? Think they're a little better? Think they want Tim Tebow back right now?
Oh my God! Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Tim Tebow is awful. He has the worst arm in the NFL. Okay, he's a big boy. Might be able to play a little tight end. Worst quarterback in the NFL.
And the
Mark
Jets.
Sanchez
How far-
looks like Joe Namath compared to Tim Tebow.
How far away are we from Tim Tebow being a starting quarterback in the NFL again in New York, of all
He
places?
might be. They're asking for him. Mark Sanchez.
Be careful what you wish for, New York.
Be careful what you wish for.
That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
The Kansas shitty Chiefs?
Shitty?
Huh?
Shitty?
The Kansas shitty Chiefs.
Very. They haven't led in one game the whole year. 8 games.
I mean, I've seen a lot of
They have
horrible
weapons.
football teams in
Charles-
all aspects of football. In high school, college, NFL. I've never seen a team halfway through a season never had a lead in a game. Somehow get lucky and score early in a game or something, you know?
Incredible.
Score on their first drive of the
Jamal
game,
Charles,
something.
Dwayne Bowe, Castle just got it. I mean, he's not that good, but they paid him a lot of money, so you'd figure he'd be able to at least put the ball in the end zone a couple times.
He looked a lot better when he was playing the New England offense, didn't
Yeah,
he?
there was a little bit of difference, but he's got weapons. Charles and Dwayne Bowe, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
I
Who's the
don't-
other receivers, though?
I don't know. They don't. Next.
Yeah.
What
They're
about
done.
you know what? Did you catch the SC Oregon game?
Well, actually, we got to wait. Before we leave the Kansas City Chiefs,
I
who,
gotta-
who beat them?
Who did they play this week? I didn't even.
San Diego, Norvell Turner
Norvell.
playing for his coaching life.
Yeah, that one was on Thursday night.
Yeah.
Norvell,
that-
he's not gonna get it
That was,
done.
that was the toilet bowl right there,
That
pretty
was
much.
the toilet boy. Congratulations, you beat the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
That hasn't had one lead all season long. Embarrassing. They should be out.
Number one pick
if-
this year? Who are they going to get? Matt Barkley? I guess that one's
I'm
falling
telling you,
through.
Matt Barkley's gonna be a high pick. I don't care what you say.
All right, he'll
The
be.
guy makes all the throws. It's not his fault that SC gave up 63 points in the game.
He's looking like a better version of Colt McCoy lately, though.
No, he's not. He's like Carson Palmer,
Yeah, but 4
He's
inches
like
shorter.
but thick, with a huge arm.
He's tending to disappear in the important parts of the end of the game.
What do you want him to do? 52 points?
Yeah.
53 points. 62,
61, 52, right?
62, 53. 53 points.
Well, if you want to talk about that game, I mean, I did take Oregon and the over. They're both.
You knew it was going to be a high-scoring game.
I knew that Oregon,
The
Oregon,
highest scoring game total between two teams, I believe, ever.
In the Pac-12?
Ever. That's not an overtime game.
Really?
63-52. 112 points. Is that right?
It's not bad. That was exciting. I mean,
Can you check the
fact checker?
fact checker? Thank you.
No, I mean, I've said to myself before the game, there's no way SC's going to keep them under 49. They're going 50 plus no matter what. I would bet my life on it. You know?
49 would have been good. 63 or 62, I mean, some heads are going to need to roll. Is it going to have to be Papa Kiffin?
I mean,
they're still playing that Tampa 2.
We've been waiting for their defense to come around. I think
their defense has good players.
I think I got 2 words for you. Kenyon Barner. Can you be on my fantasy team, please?
321 yards and 5 touchdowns.
To say that he made USC's defense look horrible is putting it very, very nicely. Every time he got to the outside, it's like they couldn't even tackle him. He'd just walk out of bounds or get upfield for an extra 5 yards. He embarrassed them.
He's got to be in the Heisman hunt now.
I mean, that was on national TV in front of everybody, and just say that
against SC.
I know. Well, SC's defense isn't very good.
Yeah, but SC carries a strong hand. Okay?
Yes, they do.
And I'm not happy with it right now, being a Southern California born and raised,
it's tough.
Unapologetic fan of the SC Trojans. 3 losses, 2 in a row. Arizona, Oregon at home.
Preseason number 1.
Unfinished business.
Alabama really likes to hear that right now.
Oh, Alabama's good. But wait, hold on. We got to get back to this game.
All right.
Do we need a new defensive coordinator? Why isn't Monty Kiffin making adjustments? We're still playing the Tampa 2, which is a good pro defense, but against that spread offense and that speed, something wasn't right.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's been saying it lately, but Lane Kiffin is
I'm not ready to give up on Lane yet, because Lane has won at SC before. He's dealing with
he rode Pete Carroll's coattails to wins. All right, he was on the staff of Pete Carroll,
head
and
of
Sarkisian.
recruiting. Remember the players they used to get over there?
What has the guy done by himself? I mean, who did he beat when he was at Tennessee?
They were the number 1 team in the nation last year.
When he was an assistant coach.
Last year. At the end of the season, I would have put them up against any team. If you watched that Alabama-LSU national championship game, you would have had to agree with me.
SC would have struggled to score against Alabama, just like they would now.
No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't have.
Oh, yeah.
No, they wouldn't have. But this year is a totally different season. This isn't the same team we saw last year. All right. I'm not giving up on Lane, though. A lot of people are. A lot of people are calling him Lame Kiffin. And I don't like it. Do you think this is going to hurt recruiting? We have a decommit, Max Redfield out of Mission Viejo.
Star commit from SoCal.
4-star commit.
Literally, I think
third-rated athlete in the nation.
The day of or the day after the Oregon game, he
posted
decommits.
on his Facebook. Says he's going to decommit. I guess he's leaning towards Notre Dame.
Well, he was going to play defense. He figured that since they don't play defense at USC, he might want to go somewhere where they do.
Is this going to influence recruits?
Oh, I think quite a few recruits.
Is Lane going to be able to sell it like you're going to be able to play right away?
SC sells itself. I mean, come on. This is SoCal. I mean, if you don't want to play there, then you don't want to play pro football probably, because you have a good chance if you go there and play. But at the same time,
there's something wrong with the system.
It's broken.
It's not the players.
Their defense hasn't been good since Pete Carroll was there.
You remember the linebacking crew? Remember that defense?
They used to have some linebackers there a little bit.
Yeah?
They all still play in the league, most of them. Yeah, they're pretty good.
Okay, good.
But where are those guys now? Because the linebackers I'm seeing out there aren't big, aren't hitting. They may be fast, but they're not making plays all over the field.
Fast enough for Oregon.
Yeah, there's not many linebacking cores in the nation that are fast enough to deal with that team. I'll tell you that.
What about Oregon's offense?
Well, I was just gonna say, how's that quarterback? Redshirt freshman, right?
Mariota.
I mean, hello. He went to St. Louis of Hawaii. All right.
Yes, he's from Hawaii.
Big from SoCal, went out and played in Hawaii.
He beat Bennett out, who was playing last year for Oregon, a top BCS school.
Yeah, that kid, they're saying that the quarterback from last year saw him coming in his shadows and was a little worried and tried to go to the NFL because of it.
Yeah.
But that kid is making all the right reads,
He is.
all the right decisions, and looking accurate and just nasty. Even pulling the ball out late.
He was not intimidated by the Coliseum, 93,000 fans.
Would you be intimidated by that defense? Would you be intimidated by that defense?
Without knowing that I could put up 63 points against them? It's SC, the Trojan.
Cardinal and gold. Lore is gone right now. It's not even. I mean, come on. If your mouth is watering right now, if you're an offensive player and you're going against USC right now,
you put up 62 points. Your mouth should be watering.
Yeah.
So things better change over at the camp of Troy, and we'll see what happens. Lame is not getting very much endorsement from the alumni right now. But that's what you get for being the coach of USC. They expect wins. They expect championships.
Right now, after that
Rose
performance...
Bowl victories aren't good enough anymore.
After that performance, and after watching this weekend and watching Alabama, LSU, battle it out with LSU having a chance to win that game. All right?
What do you think those LSU fans are talking about Les Miles these days?
Say what you want. They were. I mean, LSU was at home has only lost a couple of games at night at their house. They don't lose there, and so Alabama was able to beat
Les
them.
Miles?
What do I think of Les Miles?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think he's the greatest X and O's coach.
Terrible.
But the guy's
Mickey Mouse.
He's got stones.
He does have stones. I'll give him that.
The players have his back,
work.
I think, because of it. I mean, the players like the fact that he's willing to gamble and that. I think he's more of an emotional coach,
He built a good brand. He's got a good following.
Great college coach. I don't think it would work.
Terrible execution.
The next level.
Did you see that fake field goal?
That was god awful.
I'm surprised if Lane did that, he would have been on the hot seat.
Lane's on the hot seat right now. Okay, I hate to tell you, buddy.
He's not going to be on the hot seat until the sanctions are done. That's how it's going to be. Okay?
If UCLA beats USC this year,
he does have 2 big games. He has Notre Dame
gone.
and UCLA coming up. He's got ASU next week. If you lose
to Notre Dame and UCLA in the same year,
there's going to be a problem. But I still don't think his job's in jeopardy until these sanctions are over and he gets his own. He gets 15 recruits. Every other school gets 25. Okay?
What's he going to do when Matt Barkley graduates?
They got Max Brown coming in from Washington, #1 rated quarterback in the nation. Rivals compares him to Peyton Manning, a young Peyton Manning. So we'll see what happens with that. There's 3 more games to prove themselves, but so far not so good.
All right, Alabama, LSU. What's your take on that game?
I told you Les Miles can't coach.
Oh,
He had the game won.
He can't coach. He can coach defense.
Nah, he can't coach. He can recruit, but he can't coach. Saban.
They haven't had a quarterback
Alabama is
since
on
he's
a
been
championship ride right now. That's what they are. They find ways to win. It's not going to happen forever. It's not going to continue forever. They're going to be a power. They will be a power, but they will lose eventually.
Why do they not? Why can't they find a quarterback in LSU?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know?
Mettenberg?
How do you have all these great defensive athletes, all these great offensive
Seriously,
players?
they have
but yet
amazing athletes.
Your system is horrible. You have
Yeah, you imagine Chip Kelly's system with that
With those athletes?
defense and those athletes?
It'd be interesting to see what he can do
Woo.
with that D line and those. Although
All right, Josh. Well, what do you got on tap for this week?
this week, high school football is starting the playoffs.
Check Garden Grove out.
Southern California. My team's in, #3 seed in our division, looking strong like we are going to be in the championship game and probably getting a ring this year, second in 3 years.
If you guys win it all, I want to get your MVP on the show.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do that definitely.
Get that taken care of. Talk to him about the season. Talk
Yeah.
about your coaching ability.
Yeah, there's not
Second
much
to
ability
none.
there, but we try to get by with what we got,
All right. Well,
We get them
good-
motivated.
It was a good show. Had a lot to talk about. Better wrap things up right now.
We got the halfway point of the NFL season is here and gone now. Time for the big boys to step up here, and time for the pretenders to fall by the wayside. I'm excited for the rest of the season. It was fun. It's our second show on YouTube now. Check us out.
We're going to be posted up on YouTube, so everybody's got to hit us up. And it's been Off the Top for Josh House, Michael Sperber, and we are out.
See ya.